questions. The second person I've tagged to answer these questions is Liam the Terrible. Again, another great van life YouTuber who I feel talks about more like the honest and like real stuff about van life, and I've been watching a ton of his videos recently. They're absolutely great.
That's me. Alright, so here's a new thing. Vanlife tag. So, the aim of the game is that you answer all these questions and then tag 3 or something of your favourite van lifers in it and get them to answer the same questions, and then they tag 3 people, and then they tag 3 people, and then they tag 3 people, and it goes on forever. And that way we can all share each other's YouTube channels also, as well as sharing our little secrets. And I've got the list here. I'm gonna answer mine now. Thanks to Pebbles and Peach for the nomination, I guess it is, the tag into answering these questions. I'm gonna do my best to do it now. It's not very bright in here right now because it's dark and it's like what, 10 PM. So I've just been tagged in it. I'm gonna answer them straight away. My eyes are not. Ugh. What is the make and model of your van? Alright, so my van is a Mercedes Sprinter, and it's a medium wheelbase. It's not the biggest of van. It looks really big on this lens, but it's not that big really. Yeah, it's a medium wheelbase. I think it's like a 2.5 litre engine, high top, as you can see. Yeah, that's it. That's 2002 model, so it's quite old, a bit rickety. Question number 2. How long did your build take? Well, I'm kind of still building it. Like, I put the decking on fairly recently. I've been putting things up inside. I've still been insulating some bits of it and getting bits around the bed finished off and all that kind of stuff. Still always doing it, but it was livable within like a month or 2. No, within a month of having it. Once I bought it last November, so I've had the van over a year now. Bought it last November, and by December it was livable. Like, I'd got the heating in and everything. I'd not got too much in the way of electrics, I don't think. I maybe got the lights in, and then basically it's just been an ongoing thing. And the more I've lived in it, the more I've found things that I can change or wanted to make improvements, such as the splashback behind the kitchens to stop fat from splashing all over everything. Just little things like that, really. So it's an ongoing project. Let's see what question 3 is. Question 3. Where has been your favourite place to stay in your van? Well, I think most people know where my favourite place to stay is. I am very blessed that just a stone's throw from Sheffield is the Peak District, so I spend most of my time in the Peak District, where I am now, in fact. So I do have my spots around the Peak District, which I'm not going to give away to you, but generally the Peak District close to Sheffield is where you'll find me most of the time. Just recently though, I've been spending a lot of time in the city, and I've been enjoying that a little bit. Like, there's a few places that are like grassy and woody areas, but near supermarkets or near, facilities, petrol stations and stuff. So I've been parking there a little bit, but my heart is here in the Peak District, and this is where I am most of the time. Question 4. Where has been the worst place you've stayed in your van? Birmingham. Although was that the worst? It was kind of funny. The prostitute climbing on my van. That was funny. There was lots of alcoholics and drug users around the van. I parked in the red light district by mistake. I didn't know it was a red light district until prostitutes were climbing up the back ladder of my van. So Birmingham was the worst place I've stayed. I'm sure Birmingham's lovely though, and I'm sure it's got some lovely areas, but I parked in the wrong area of Birmingham. Avoid Edgbaston if you can. Number 5. How many people have you had in your van at one time? I've had a few. I've had a few in here actually. At one time, probably 5 or 6. I reckon 5 or 6 probably. I'm not really a social person, so not many people get invited in. Especially not that many people. They weren't in for that long, I don't think. But yeah, probably 5 or 6. Speaking of 6, here's question 6. Have you had any van disasters? I've been stuck a few times on some pretty dangerous places actually. I tried to go down a lane in the Peak District, and there was a gate at the end of it, so I had to do a sort of a turn, and it didn't work. I nearly fell off the edge of a cliff. That's in a video that you can probably find back throughout the other videos. I've had some mechanical issues with it. I've got no power steering still. It's been about 4 months I've not had power steering. The power steering pump went, and somebody said they were going to send me one, but I've not received it yet. And it's just not been on my list of priorities. Van disasters. I think that's about it. Number 7. What's your favourite feature of your van? Well, favourite feature of the van right now is obviously the diesel heater, because it's bloody freezing. So that is a lifesaver. Like, I couldn't do this without that, I don't think. I've not got the diesel heater on right now. I've had the diesel heater on. I've not had it on for a good 3 hours. Maybe 3 or 4 hours. But it's 16 degrees in here, which I think's alright. I've got a jumper on, but I probably don't need this jumper on. I've just put a hot water bottle in the bed to warm that up for when I get into bed, which will not be too long. But the diesel heat is probably... Well, electricity. Being able to charge my phone and my laptop and stuff is good also. Could I do without electricity? No, I probably could. I could probably do without the diesel heater, but not without electricity. So, yeah, electricity is probably the best thing about my van. The best thing in my van. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. What's your least favourite part about van life? Again, I've said this before. The stigma of van life is fucking driving me insane. It is genuinely making my life really difficult at the moment. Whether that be from people at work or people in my personal life, people to do with access to my child. It just makes everything more difficult. Like, it doesn't ruin it completely, but it just makes everything that little bit more difficult. If I lived in a house, all these people would just be battered off like, see you later. But no, I live in a van. And it's just a little bit more difficult, and they don't understand it. So it's when you say, well, I live in my van. Oh, you live in your van? Oh, well, you know, no, I live in my van, and that's good. Like, I want to do that. What, you want to live in a van? Yeah, I want to live in a van, yeah. They think I'm mentally ill, which has been said before. Maybe I am a little bit mentally ill. Do you have to be mentally ill to want to live in a van? There's a question for you, Pebbles and Peach. What's your favourite part about van life? Well, my favourite part about van life is being able to drive away from bullshit is the main one. But just being able to drive away from things. Like if there's some drama, I can just drive away, and I don't need to be a part of it, and I can just run to the hills and hide from it. My favourite thing about van life. I mean, I'm not really a community person, but the van life community, to be fair, has been very kind to me. And I never been part of a community where I just hang around with people and chat and all that. And I would never go to an event with hundreds of people there and talk to people. I would never do that normally. So I guess in that way, van life has brought me out of my shell somewhat. This YouTube thing has brought me out of my shell. So yeah, that's the answer to that question, I think. Question 10. last question. Any tips for those about to embark on their van life adventure? Any tips? Well, I would. The first tip would be just jump in, just do it, full on. Don't half-arse it; you'll regret it. Don't think too much about it. Don't. Ooh, shall I, shan't I? Shall I, shan't I? If you're thinking about doing it, just do it 100%. If you don't do it 100%, you'll regret it. It won't last very long. But yeah, just do it. And reach out to people as well for tips, because there's so many people that know things. Like, I've been doing it for about 18 months or so, ish, and I still ask people for help. So you know, get tips from other people, reach out to communities, join Facebook groups, go follow the hashtag Vanlife on Instagram, because then you've got access to everybody who lives. Everybody hashtags that on Instagram. So if you just use that, you can link up with people and follow people. And obviously, if you want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to, because I'm kind like that, you know. So that's 10 questions. I enjoyed that, actually. Let me see if there's anything else I need to do. Okay, so I probably need to copy that into my description, don't I? It's been so hard not to do this in an Irish accent.
At Vesuvius, and if you've been here a while, you might have seen the van tour that I've put up of their van on the...
It's been so hard not to read the questions. When I'm looking at these questions, I want to read it in that accent, and it'll probably be rather insulting. Anyway, who am I going to tag in this? I've not thought long and hard about this, so these are just off the top of my head. The Boondoggers. They've changed their name. They're not called Vanlife with Betty Boondocker anymore. They're called the Boondoggers. Boondoggers, you are first. Answer these questions. I'll try and remember to put them in the description if I can. Who else? I don't know any other Vanlifers, do I? Mevy, you do it. You can answer these questions, and make sure you do the Vanlife tag thing as well. Mevy can do it. And Luke's Vanlife. Luke's Vanlife, answer these questions. And then tag and all that. That were easy, wasn't it? 12 minutes. Wow. Right, okay. That's it. I'll leave it at that. If you like this video, make your own. Tag people. Vanlife tag. Make sure you mention Pebbles and Peach and me and people as well. Like, give us credit for it. Give her credit for it, really, because she invented it. But I'll jump on it early enough and pretend that it was my thing as well. Right, I'm going. Have fun. I'll see you later. Bye.